Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I never actually thought I'd be back here again talking about confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin again at any point in my lifetime, but sometimes life is stranger than fiction, except this time, it would seem that we can finally put the last nail in the coffin of the IGN plagiarism scandal caused by confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin. Also, quick side note, I know some of you might have been looking forward to my doing the same thing I did in previous videos and add an additional middle name each time in an ever-expanding chain to challenge my ability to even speak such a ridiculously long name. I think I'm going to refrain from doing that this time. I think we all know by now that I'm fully capable of doing that, as I showed in previous videos, and I do want to invest more of my mental capacity into why such a topic as plagiarism, blatant plagiarism in this case, is so important and why I'm going to be extremely unforgiving in this case. Also, bear in mind that yes, I will be unforgiving in this case. Some people have accused me of presenting a bias in a recent video discussing the Tim Pool situation, as I stated that the trademark dispute in question there was silly, because it is. And bear in mind, I'm not objective in my thinking. I do typically try to provide basic factual information that will allow you to draw your own conclusions external to my own, but my videos are very much opinion-based, and some people would do well to remember that. I do form my own conclusions, and I do so before I ever start recording. The reason why I do that is I need to be able to present my thoughts to you all in as concise a manner as possible, even though I'm rarely succinct in my efforts. I try to be respectful of your time and make sure these videos flow as smoothly as possible. Now, normally I do have the links for the sources used in the video down in the description. However, given the age of some of this information and the fact that confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin deleted some of his own stuff and other stuff was purged by IGN, most of the sources I'll be drawing from come from archived information, because I keep stuff like that is stored on my local network. So for those of you that aren't up to speed, I'll throw the links to my previous videos down in the description, and I'll also post the video that does a deep dive on the known plagiarisms of the time in a card that should show in the upper right corner of your screen right about now. I suggest any of you that are unfamiliar with this topic pause this video and give the others a watch before coming back. But the 30,000-foot view is this. A confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin was a YouTuber turned editor at IGN whose primary focus was Nintendo and Nintendo video games, including, as one might expect, the Nintendo Switch. Filip Miucin posted a video review on IGN of the indie game Dead Cells, which is a fantastic game, by the way, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you absolutely should. And at the time, smaller YouTuber Boomstick Gaming, no, not that Boomstick, this Boomstick, discovered that confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin had ripped off his review of Dead Cells and made only slight variations in places to what was spoken in order to avoid a complete one-to-one plagiarism. Boomstick posted a side-by-side comparison to the IGN review on his channel, and it was painfully evident that plagiarism was taking place. But to IGN's credit, they were extremely quick to respond and pulled the review pending an investigation. And on a side note, with IGN, going back through and looking at everything, IGN did everything exactly right. They did a good job in handling this situation, and they should be in no way found accountable. When they found out that it was plagiarism, confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin's reviews were pulled from the site and he and IGN parted ways, meaning they hurled him to the curb like a frisbee. In a now deleted apology video that wasn't an apology video at all, confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin in no way accepted responsibility for his actions and made all of the traditional fake apology drama cliches one could think of, from the act of sitting down in front of the camera with a much put upon sigh, to a quavering voice.
I'm not really sure where to start.
Attempts at backhanded compliments to Boomstick Gaming.
As for Boomstick, I have nothing but the best wishes for him, and I hope that his wave of success lasts a long time.
And of course, the overly dramatic walk-off at the end.
So that's everything I have to say. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you to everyone who's been so incredibly supportive throughout this entire living nightmare. And I really hope I get to see you guys again soon.
Also, within that video, confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin made a colossal mistake in inviting Kotaku to check through his body of work for more plagiarism, stating they wouldn't find any.
I was lucky enough to get noticed on IGN through my YouTube channel, which, if in case you're wondering, is in fact all of my own original work. So you can keep looking, Kotaku, and please let me know if you find anything.
And while Kotaku might not have been able to pick up the gauntlet that confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin threw down, the internet was more than willing and able to take that challenge, which they did to great effect. Now, in this post on Reset Era, the user Axe consolidated the list of verified instances of plagiarism that were then discovered, including his Dead Cells review that he plagiarized from Boomstick Gaming, the FIFA 18 review from Nintendo Life, Polygon's Bayonetta 2 review, Engadget's Metroid Samus Returns review, Octopath Traveler, which was a double plagiarism from both Polygon and a fellow IGN employee, Nintendo Wire's Fire Emblem preview, an explanation on what Switch Rumble is from a NeoGAF post, his E3 Impressions video that ripped off multiple sources including Goomba Stomp, The Iris, Nintendo Wire, the Sydney Morning Herald, Nintendo Life, and True Achievements. And then finally, segments of his Pokken Tournament DX review were lifted straight out of Wikipedia, and even his resume on LinkedIn was plagiarized. In my video, Filip Miucin Fake Apology and Confirmed Plagiarism in Multiple Cases, I actually took the time to go through all of those that I just listed and showed confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin's video clips along with the written articles that he had plagiarized from, which, as I said, is linked down below. A confirmed plagiarist, Filip Miucin, then returned to YouTube after he thought the furor had died down enough, and he then attempted to be able to pass off his actions with a written apology following off the back of his non-apology video that was deleted by him in less than 24 hours. And from there, he sort of fell off everyone's radar. However, yesterday, confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin released a new apology video in which none of the theatrics from the original non-apology video took place. Gone were the fake dramatic behavior, gone was the fake voice quiver, and gone was the dancing around, refusing to accept responsibility. I obviously can't show the entire 2-minute apology video here, but I will show you a brief clip to showcase the tone that he sets within the video.
Hey everyone. I'm not here to make any excuses or to try and justify my actions. I'm only here to apologize to the people that I've wronged and to everyone that I've disappointed. I'd like to start out by saying I'm sorry, Boomstick Gaming, for taking words and concepts from your Dead Cells review and passing them off as my own. It was an incredibly selfish act, and as a fellow content creator, I should have known better. I realize the amount of time and effort that you must have put into creating such an elaborate and well thought out review, and I can only imagine how violated you must have felt when you realized what had happened.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and berate confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin. I don't really see the need at this point. Most all of it has been said already, except in relation to this specific apology video. Now, naturally, there are people forgiving him over this, and I completely understand. Everyone wants to be able to believe in the capacity for change. Everyone wants a success story to come out of vile acts, to see roses rise from the steaming pile of manure that was laid out before them. I, however, am not so quick to forgive or to forget, and there are a few very specific reasons why I don't buy into this recent apology as much as some other people might think. First, there is the inescapable fact that he is a plagiarist. That is, for all intents and purposes, a form of dishonesty, a form of lying. It is theft of someone else's work and false claims that it was your own. It is deplorable, and that form of action takes a dishonest person to be able to engage in such an act. Now, mistakes happen. And if it were one time, it could easily be forgiven. But it happened time and time again over a large span of months, even years. Now, at that point, it is no longer a simple mistake, but a pattern of behavior and a demonstration of one's personality and way of thinking. This dishonest pattern was further reinforced by the non-apology video, which was nothing more than a dramatization on his part in order to elicit sympathy and attempt to temper the outrage being leveraged against him. He then further reinforced that again by issuing a weak written apology in the comments section of one of his videos, where you would have to be watching that particular video to be able to even notice. That written apology was made in a manner that was intended to be seen only by his viewers and no one else. Again, it was a ploy. It was a deliberate attempt to again engender sympathy from his viewers and in no way properly address the concerns. It was again a dishonest action made with a specific self-serving goal in mind. Now, confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin hasn't put out a video in months, mostly due to the extremely negative responses those videos had gotten from viewers due to his proven acts of plagiarism and his persistent dishonest behavior. And given all of that, given that we know for a fact that there is a demonstrable pattern of behavior here, it gives me extreme pause regarding yesterday's apology video. I suspect it is an attempt to give in to what people have been clamoring for all along, merely so he can try and begin making YouTube reviews again. Now, I've been mulling around the concept of liars within games journalism a lot over the past couple of days due to unrelated recent events, and one inescapable fact concerning liars is that they simply cannot be trusted, and that is a very important concept. As a critic, as a pundit, as a journalist, when one engages in lying, it, by the very nature of the lie itself, calls into question all of your previous body of work. It's a perfectly human reaction to think, well, if you lied about this, what else did you lie about? When you're in this industry, you cannot afford to be deceitful in any way. The reason for that is our work in these fields absolutely requires a certain level of trust on the part of our audience. They have to be able to be certain that they are being provided factual information, because at the core of every op-ed article, every commentary video, every review is two primary factors: the factual information contained within and the opinions based upon that information. If you lie, if you steal someone else's work, then the products of your efforts cannot be trusted and therefore cannot be relied upon. It's just that simple. Because if you lied about this, there is a chance that you could lie about something further down the line. You could smudge the facts in order to make for a more compelling video or article. You could fail to disclose some form of sponsorship. You could even misrepresent facts in order to elicit a sympathetic response. When you lie, how can you be trusted? Well, it's not easy. Trust can be re-earned over time, sure, but that is completely subjective on a highly individual basis on the part of the members of the audience. Because of his past behaviors and actions, I can't help but make the conclusion that this is likely nothing more than a simple ploy yet again. Will it work? Well, who knows? For some, I'm sure it absolutely will. For others, there will be no possible way to regain that trust once it was lost. Regardless of everything, I strongly suspect confirmed plagiarist Filip Miucin will begin producing review content on his YouTube channel again shortly. And while I understand the desire to get back to it, from here on, everything he does will be suspect and not worthy of being trusted. It will take a long pattern of honest behavior to even begin to counteract the lies and the deceit he's already exhibited in the past. No, well, at least he finally got around to making a proper apology, even if it is 8 months overdue. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.